Already studying third MBBS. Today I am going to present you the topic clinical features of ischemic heart disease. Before going into the topic proper, let me start my presentation with a small introduction. Up to now we have done with anatomy, that is most important part, coronary circulation, pathology, pathogenesis of ischemic heart disease, and pharmacology, the drugs with ischemic heart disease, and rationale of each drug. So it's time to pile up all these things and apply onto clinical subjects and know how to manage the disease. With this small introduction, I will move on to my topic. This is the classification I have taken from Harrison's textbook of medicine. Ischemic heart disease is classified into stable angina, acute coronary syndromes. Here the difference lies in the pathogenesis. In stable angina, there is partial narrowing of the coronary arteries, means there is no complete occlusion, so transient ischemia may be seen. In acute coronary syndrome, there may be complete occlusion of coronary arteries, maybe due to rupture of atheromatous or thrombus. And these acute coronary syndromes further classified into non-ST elevated MI acute coronary syndromes and ST elevated MI, and non-ST elevated MI acute coronary syndromes further divided into unstable angina and non-ST elevated MI. This unstable angina, non-ST elevated MI and STMI is differentiated using ECG and cardiac biomarkers. Now coming to the topic proper, clinical features of stable angina. I think it's better to explain this using a case scenario. Let me narrate. A 55 years old male who is alcoholic, smoker, hypertensive and diabetic since 10 years. He came to OP saying that today morning when I was climbing steps, I got a severe chest pain. And the chest pain is radiating to left arms, neck, and back of the chest. And so to relieve pain, he himself went to room and he slept for some time. Then chest pain got relieved. Then he came to OP. So for further investigation, that emergency casualty officer, he done an ECG and cardiac mark assay. Then ECG was normal and cardiac enzymes was not elevated. Then the most probable diagnosis could be like stable angina was the diagnosis by medical officer. So some other things regarding this is chest pain, site is substernal, nature, heaviness in the chest, squeezing, pressing, radiation. Commonly radiates to left shoulder, back, jaws, neck, epigastrium. Here one rule is given in textbook that the chest pain can radiate high above up to the occiput, but not below the umbilicus, if the pain is related to MI. Duration 2 to 5 minutes. Aggravating factors. Commonly patient during emotion and exertion, ischemia occurs, so the stable angina precipitates. Relieving factors, rest and vasodilators like glycerol trinitrate. Cardiac markers not elevated, ECG, no ST segment elevation. This is a variant angina, also called as French Matters angina. It occurs due to coronary vasospasm. These attacks are more commonly during morning and nights. Can anybody say why it's more common during morning and nights?
Vagal activity. So this is all manipulation.
During morning and nights, vagal tone is high. And this angina, it's not aggravated. There is no relation between exercise and these attacks. And it gets relieved using glycerol trinate and calcium channel blockers. Cardiac markers are not elevated. During the attack, if patient comes to the hospital during the duration of pain, if you take ECG, there will be transient elevation of ST segment in ECG. Break, it is again maybe normal. This is the important part. Acute coronary syndrome clinical features. Again, complaint will be chest pain. This chest pain is retrosternal, and adjective used to describe this chest pain is like patient says there is a stabbing of an elephant in my chest or squeezing of my chest, like to describe the pain, or he may say that there is a ton of weight keeping in my chest like that. Then it radiates to neck, jaws, back of the chest, and new onset crescendo-like means the duration of pain increases progressively. With the time, it increases the severity of the pain, and it occurs at rest. It may be precipitated during vigorous exercise and emotion. Pain does not subside with rest. Whereas in stable angina, with rest, pain may subside. And this pain is not subsiding with rest, and it is of prolonged duration. And associated symptoms, breathlessness. Sometimes, without chest pain, there may be only complaint of breathlessness. And other associated symptoms are anxiety, fear of impending death, nausea, vomiting, collapsion syndrome. If you will examine the patient, then you will appreciate some other signs like signs of sympathetic activation. Seen in 25% of anterior impact cases, these are sweating and tachycardia. Signs of vagal activation,